back to another edition of the John Wayne Surge Protector Podcast, 6040 production. I'm Eric Halsey.
I am Alex Midway, and sorry we missed you guys yesterday, but we had a nice Arizona day out here, and we decided to take a little bit of advantage of it. A little dry heat action.
Diamondbacks?
Yeah. So, did you do anything fun yesterday?
Went home, cleaned. My darling fiance got back from the West Coast, and slept like... I don't know, just not a great week. This week sucks. I hate this week.
Fair enough. Well, it could have been worse for you because Kimberly Guilfoyle, the Don Jr.'s ex from way back when, she came in. She's currently the, believe, ambassador to Greece, and she was in town. And Donald, he said he had a pet nickname for her. Can you guess what it was?
Well, I know he's a big fan of the rubber face. I don't know. What was the name of the What was the name of the female gremlin from Gremlins 2?
Well, one of all the lipstick on it, I don't remember.
That's what I think of every time I see that broad.
Well, while you're Googling that, just pretend you're Kimberly. You're standing there on the stage. You were engaged to this man's son, and your kid's there on the stage, too. At which point, Grandpa blurts out that he likes to call her Kimberley. Yeah.
I don't know, It kind of sounds like at one point or another she got sick of the young bull and wanted to go see what the what the seasoned vet had to offer.
Just heard all that 2 a.m. typing on Twitter. She's like, I gotta see what Big Daddy's up to. He's like, stupid Democrats. Like, oh, he's so full of energy, just crushing up pills.
How bad did Gavin Newsom just wreck her whole life to make her completely just do a 90-degree turn and go the opposite way? 180, sorry.
There was a picture of her and Newsom, like, together, and I'm like, she looks normal, like, hot. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, this is what she looks like now? Like, Jesus.
Yeah. Also, Kristi Noem, not a bad-looking broad 15 years ago. And holy hell, how much do you have to pay a doctor to change your species?
Levin walked into there, was like, give me that Michael Jackson nose and just jack me up, fam. Like, the Mar-a-Lago face is a wild concept.
And more people are getting into it because, I don't know, maybe your dad's never hugged you. I don't get it. But also, Greta is the name of the female gremlin from Gremlins 2.
Makes sense, Greta the Gremlin. I like it.
So, shout out Kimberly Guilfoyle, I guess.
Kimberly, like, God, now even the dad's talking about screwing my mother. Like, it sucks to be that kid.
I'm just kidding. I am not alleging that Kimberly Guilfoyle ever had any sort of sexual relations with Donald Trump. Unless he knew that broad when she was 12. But
So, one other thing I just saw right before we popped on is the State Department went ahead and released a map of where it's safe for Americans to go and where it tells you to reconsider. And there's a couple levels on here. There's level 1, and there's level 1 with contains areas of higher security risk. There's level 2, and there's also like a level 2B. There's a level 3, and there's level 4, don't travel. Can you guess in North America where, just America in general, how many places we can go at level 1?
All right, so I ruined your game by pulling this map up.
Oh, it's cheating.
Yeah, I cheated. That's a whole lot of dark red, pal.
I mean, I'm surprised they put Russia on there. I figured they would have loved it.
But you know what? Glass half full. We're trying real hard to stay positive this year. Commend the Trump administration for signaling out about 10 countries in Africa instead of just making the entire continent do not travel.
Wrong.
So little progressive.
They even have the UK as a level 2 one. Like, those are our partners right there. Like, Greenland, like, I get Greenland. I figured probably level 3. We're trying to take them over. But it's but one funny thing down here is that I'm looking at it. It's they've got Guatemala as a level 1.
Yeah, we haven't bombed them yet, right?
But it's like, it's Central America. I did not think we'd have any of them in there.
We got 3 different blue countries.
So we have 3. Well,
in
Without the
Central.
stripes.
Yeah, no stripes, just level 1, exercise normal precautions. We got 3 whole countries in Central America. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. They're getting progressive, okay? I'm getting a little hopeful here.
It's also, what's it called? The one country next to Venezuela. We're like, yeah, we're good without one too.
Yeah, absolutely. I get it. I like it. Oh, whoa. Contains areas with higher risk is most of South America.
And a shocker, Iran is a level 4, so they don't want you going there.
Unless you have business ties or need billions of dollars from a board of peace or something, right?
God. All right, let's kick this thing off. It's freaking Friday. Everybody wants to slide down a dinosaur, get the weekend started. I know we bypassed the Tesla ticker last time. Here's a 380, and it actually went down to 363 today. I'm reading about it. Analysts are all over the place. Some are like $600 target, others are $5, another guy's 360. But I don't know if this has anything to do with it, because a federal judge on Monday determined a lawsuit against Elon Musk for his former advisory role on the Trump administration's so-called Department of Government Efficiency can move forward. So when you're suing the owner of a company, like I would imagine I might do something to the stock.
Pretty sure, unless I'm completely wrong. That's not Elon's only whoopsie-doozles this week.
What else did he do?
I believe a judge also said he defrauded investors when purchasing Twitter.
Yes, that was earlier in the week. It's yes.
Yeah, and that was like 44 billion.
Chump change.
Yeah, chump change.
So he's got all kinds of.
What if it actually is going to affect him and he can only afford one hat now?
Well, that's when his buddy's going to bail him out.
Okay, fair enough.
You think rich people are going to get done screwing you just because a court says no?
What if Trump tries to go like, this is ridiculous. As long as you give us a $10 billion donation to the Board of Peace.
He's like, I will serve as an arbiter. And by arbiter, I mean bribe me. Like, that's not what an arbiter is. He's like, it is now.
Oh, God. We're so screwed.
So, but one thing that happened with the whole lawsuit, it's a bunch of like nonprofits. They went ahead and came out and they said, like, hey man, like he shouldn't be able to go ahead and fire people. It's he violated the Constitution by exercising the power of principal officer without receiving a Senate confirmation. So when you become part of something like down there, a government agency, you have to be confirmed in. I remember when they, the administration paraded out the one chick, Amy Gleason. She's like, oh yes. No, she runs DOGE.
like, yes, yeah, I'd like to meet my dear friend Patsy.
It's like one stock, like a photo of her, like, no, it's her. Like, really? It's not the guy who's been screaming about chainsaws to the place. It's not the guy they call the Doge father because he keeps talking about Doge. And it's not the one who's come out repeatedly and said, it's like, Amy Gleason.
Have you Googled Amy Gleason?
Yes, I had to remember her name.
Whoo! You know how I can tell you're a patsy? No Mar-a-Lago face.
Yeah.
Yikes. That is an unfortunate look for a woman or man.
She was in the short orbit there for a little bit. That's why she didn't stay. She didn't get the plastic surgery, so she had to get gone. What's that?
Blame it on one of the fatties.
Who's the one brought around the office? Like, Amy, she's awesome. She brings donuts. Is like, burn her.
She's the one. The only person in this administration who has smiled in 2 years. He's like,
guess what, Amy? We're giving you a job. You're in charge of Doge. Like, but isn't Elon? He's like, yeah, he really is. But you're going to be the figurehead of it. He's like, okay.
Yeah. As you famously remember, Gleason in Trump's office every single day during the Doge cutting, and him saying Gleason's in charge. Definitely not Elon, who is in all of these press conferences at the Oval Office.
Yeah. Those depositions about the two 19-year-old kids who are out there destroying DEI are the loosest guidelines ever. They clearly reference Amy Gleason.
Yes.
So that's what's going on in Elon world. Let's hop back over to Europe over here. And we told you about earlier about the oil stores in the port of Primorsk and Ust-Luga. And I am happy to report that they are still burning. And the little country that could just went ahead and launched even more drones on Wednesday. And they're saying that this morning they could also see additional fires out there. Reuters is saying that about 40% of Russia's capacity to export oil is down. And what started out as a 3-day campaign of Russia to roll right into Kiev now went into they're not able to export about 40% of oil when it is at some record, well, not record highs, but record highs as of late.
I know that hitting people's energy sources has become a little bit of a hot contention since it's happening to everyone but Ukraine right now. Dramatic eye roll. But, God, honey badger stand, man. You guys pissed on the wrong electric fence.
I don't see what the problem is with hitting Russian oil. Like, well, until this week, it was sanctioned. Nobody was buying. Like, Europe's not buying it. Like, on paper, but it's like when you're out there, it's like saying like, oh no, if it hit the drugs, like, well, I don't do drugs, that shouldn't affect me at all. Like, it's the same policy. Like, why would it go up? Like, I don't know, man. If it's funding war, you go after like how they can fund war. It's a very simple strategy.
God, you think ever we might have a leader like Zelensky?
What's that?
You think we might ever get a leader like Zelensky ever again? This guy just continuously impresses me, making chicken salad out of chicken S.
I'd be surprised if we get another leader, period.
Fair.
like we get someone else just to begin with, like, I'll be amazed at that one. Again, I said we're not having elections, but whatever.
Newsom Zelensky, 2028.
What's it called?
Put it in my veins.
So... continuing on, I just remembered a joke, but I'm going to butcher it because I don't remember it 100%. It's one thing Ukraine can also do, in addition to blowing things up, they can also make deals. Surprising if you listen to the White House. And they made one with the UAE, United Arab Emirates. They've been actually moderators in the peace talks between Russia and Ukraine. They've kind of been on the sidelines, really haven't done much just because they're close to Russia. But they have sent humanitarian aid to Ukraine, and they've also contributed to Olena Zelenska's foundation. It's one called Room for Childhood, which is essentially just they're trying to build foster homes for kids who lost like their children in the war. And I mean, it's not an Amazon documentary, but we'll take what we can from the Ukrainian First Lady.
You could take a camcorder over there, ask for 45 minutes of just tell me about what you're doing for these, orphan children that have lost their parents. And I'm going to go ahead and say it still gets more views than Melania.
Hello, I am old prostitute who has to lay with giant sleaze bag and then talk about how I'm changing world for the better.
You think she just showed up for the first day of shooting and just instinctively was like, did somebody order a date?
Yeah, like, okay, do I take clothes off now or when? Like, Melania, you don't have to, like, you mean the orange one's not coming in here to rail me? He's like, not today, Melania. He's like, okay, what do I do then? I'm kind of lost.
Try these shoes on for the next 2 hours.
And if you think we're being harsh on her, remember the jacket that she wore in the first presidency? Like, I don't care. When we were putting kids in the cages, like, F you, you're complicit.
Hurt people. Can't be easy being a mail order bride, which is essentially just buying a prostitute for life. Yeah, I got nothing. There's no way to defend this broad.
I didn't hear anything about Ava Braun, but she's not on the nice list to me. So that's all I'm saying.
How did she meet her end?
Anyway.
Was she in the bunker?
Oh, yeah. And Mar-a-Lago.
I can't wait to fill out that troll hole that the East Wing used to be in with water.
Just start dumping them all into it. All right, we gotta move on. We're not advocating for violence. But going right back to it before I get my door kicked in and a flashbang comes rolling.
They don't do that in Arizona.
What's that?
They don't do that in Arizona.
Yeah, that's exactly where we do it.
You take that S right up to Chicago.
Anybody can get it. But the partnership with UAE, it essentially happened because of a whole war. And a lot of people in the Middle East are starting to find out the sound of a Shahed drone. Beforehand, it used to be on YouTube. And did you see the one video? Clearly, they haven't had enough Shahed drones. But they're like, people in the Middle East are pranking each other. And it's like one guy in a turban, he runs into a mosque. And you start hearing the sound of a Shahed drone. And a bunch of people run out to like put on their like shoes and run away. and then see it's just big homie with a loudspeaker. He's like, ha ha ha, I fooled you. It's like, buddy, they're gonna start killing family members, and that's gonna stop being funny real quick.
Yeah, no, this isn't the that might go over in the country that only threw rocks at Israel, but it might take that one a little bit closer to playing it to the bone.
Like, he's like, ho, there's a chance some of you might have died. Ha ha ha. He's like, that's how you know you haven't had enough of those things waking you up and just burying a family member yet.
Oof, rough joke, but I refuse to shame dark humor, so.
It's the Anthony Jeselnik of the Middle East. Zero time in between tragedy.
I wonder if that cadence would work in Arabic.
But it's so the whole thing started out there. And one thing, it's a number that I actually found out about Ukraine. Over the winter alone, Russia launched over 19,000 drones towards them. So if you want to talk about someone who's an expert, it's them. So UAE went ahead and signed a comprehensive economic partnership, and it strengthens trade, security, and energy. And essentially, they got a whole bunch of drone experts in return.
Well, there's no better experts than Ukraine.
Yeah, pretty good at it. 19K just in the winter. Like, that's huge.
Little concerned that Ukraine might be spreading themselves a little thin with all the help they're providing in the middle of being attacked for the 5th year. But also, don't know why they're helping anybody.
Wow, I can tell you exactly why. Because we are the people who are allegedly helping them. And one thing's come out is it said that the U.S. wanted Ukraine to give up the Donbass region in order to get future guarantees. And just so we're 100% clear, it said they are future guarantees. So it said, hey man, once you give up that section right now that's been holding Russia from taking the rest of you, that you built up as a defensive belt, and then we talk about the rest of it, and yada yada, we'll take care of you in the end. Something Budapest, something happened there? Nah, this one's different.
Completely different. And honestly, if you can't trust us right now, who could you? Keep Ukraine independent and away from America.
It's just, the amount of S they have to eat every day, like, God, this sucks. It's I was watching this one interview, it was like Marco Rubio, and he was out there standing outside of Air Force One about to climb the stairs in his ill-fitting shoes. But if you haven't heard about that one, go ahead and Google Trump buys shoes for
or
people.
Shine.
Yeah. Like, Jesus. There's about 4 different sizes in there. But they're talking to him about it, and they asked him, he's like, no, why would he ever say that? He's like, what it said is essentially that we would talk about guarantees, and the guarantees would happen later down the line, and that's all it was. I don't know why he's saying this. Like, so, Marco, is that what Russia wanted? He's like, well, yeah, that's what we presented to him is essentially what it was. He doesn't have to accept it. And it had the same vibes of when Kid Rock defended, like, his $5,000 concert ticket. He's like, I don't have $5,000 concert tickets. He's like, that's insane. I have front row tickets for $5,000.
That is literally exactly what we asked. You said no, and then re-clarified a yes.
And then you self-promoted said concert tickets.
Oh, well, I'm glad he clarified that this whole Russia thing's a hoax, or otherwise this would look a little suspicious.
Well, if that was the only Russia hoax that we'd have, we'd be well off. But we're the US of A, baby. Because have you heard of Representative Anna Paulina Luna?
I have. She was one of the few that came through and tried to get that Garcia fella to leave Congress over having his girlfriend sexually harassing a staffer to the point she set herself on fire.
Well, one step forward, a marathon back, because she went ahead and hosted a bunch of sanctioned Russian diplomats, and the State Department granted them visas and paraded them around the Capitol. So, big ups to the following people: Representative Derek Van Orden of Wisconsin, Andy Ogles of Tennessee, Eli Crane of our wonderful state, and Vicente Gonzalez of What Happened to You, Texas, and that is a Democrat. So, come on, man. Like, why?
We had so much unity there for a minute, and then some Vicente had to go ruin it. And also, I did a little digging on Ogles last week.
Mm-hmm.
He might be up for Goblin of the Week here coming up.
Ooh.
Not a big Muslim lover.
Was he the one who said they don't belong in America?
Uh-huh.
Any other timeline, he's kicked out already. But no.
It's not religious purging. I just don't want any Muslims in this country.
It's not racism. I just don't like those people the way they look.
Don't get me started on the blacks and Asians.
You should hear some of my other views.
Way to stay on brand, Tennessee.
But in a complete, I'm being fooled and I have no idea what's going on, Van Orden went ahead and said that the Russian lawmakers started out saying they didn't understand why they were sanctioned by the U.S., why relations are so bad between the countries, and they also criticized the U.S. for starting wars. Last one, I get. But again, Van Orden, you used to be a Navy SEAL who said you trained Ukrainians and Georgians to fight against the Russians, although the timeline of him getting out doesn't really make much sense to that, but that's what he said. And he's like, yeah. He's like, one of my guesses is one of those guys was ex-KGB, they're effing diplomats from the secret, arm of their government. What more do you want? We just walked them around the Capitol.
Yep. Well, glad it's super secure. Just why aren't we just murdering these people for treason?
We're literally inviting them into the country. We have sanctions on them. Yeah, but we're also buying their oil. All right, bring them in here. That's fine. We'll talk to them. Do you know where Luna lives?
That whole country's painted deep red in our travel advisory. But yeah, come on over, KGB.
Well, when they're here, they're in the actual safe zone, so then they're normal.
Well, yeah, I guess Russia's been pretty cozy with the U.S. here lately, so I guess it makes sense. I don't.
Did you, what's it called? Do you know where Representative Luna lives as well? She lives in Florida because she's from there.
It sounds about right. My first guess was going to be Florida.
Huh? Just pick a city.
She's not attractive enough to be from Miami.
Mm-hmm.
She's not trashy enough to be from Jacksonville.
I'll give you a clue. There's one named just like it in Russia, St. Petersburg.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, maybe that's where the connection was then. I was going to say, this broad looks like Tampa.
Yeah. We're just hosting our sister city. That's it. It's there's a whole lot of differences between the two, honey. He's like, not if I could have my way.
Yeah. It wouldn't be if these Democrats would stop getting in the way.
So what's it called? Again, and another thing came out. It's but Donald, he was on Fox News, and he was asked, he's like, hey man, you think Russia's aiding Iran? And this is Donald Trump saying, yeah, they might be helping him a bit. So, which is a shocker, seeing as how Steve Witkoff told us that the Russians told him that they're not doing anything, and now Donald's like, maybe they are. And just to recap really quick, Zelensky's out here conceding not to join NATO, offering to share drone defense tech, and at the same time isn't given satellite info to blow up our troops, but he's the tough one to deal with in negotiations.
Yeah, I don't know what the Zelensky guy's doing. Keeps throwing the monkey in the wrench here. God, how anybody can still be like, no, they are America first. I will never understand.
The guy gets his little lunchbox, gets up to work, trots in there, gets yelled at. Why aren't you saying thank you? This place sucks. And then the big drunk just comes in 6 hours late, Boris, we're promoting you. He's like, I can't do anything right.
I guess you learn how to say thank you on a regular basis, and the world's your oyster, huh?
It's wild. So a couple things have come out, and it may be helping put it a little bit in context. A U.S. think tank, the Jamestown Foundation, said that the Iranians are being felt from a Russian Liana satellite network. They used to have another satellite network called Legenda, and that was back in the Soviet Union, but they didn't do any maintenance to it, so it kind of just crashed and burned back in the 2000s. And the whole, Liana network was built to spy on U.S. carrier strike groups and other Navy forces and for identifying them as targets. So that should put a little bit of perspective for you.
Sounds like an ally.
So let me go ahead and mention a couple just random facts that you can then go ahead and discern a few things from. USS General Ford just went to Crete for repairs, and it can take about 14 months. And the cause of this 14-month repair is apparently a dryer fire. So it was deployed to the Iran conflict, and then it is currently not there, but the conflict is still happening. So take from that what you will.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I believe it, and 10 being not a chance, dryer fire. What are your thoughts?
Look, well, clearly we didn't clean the lint out of that bad boy.
Yeah, I'm calling BS on this one.
So we're going to continue right along because Wednesday, Tehran said they struck another carrier, the Abraham Lincoln, with cruise and ballistic missiles. The Pentagon called that one pure fiction. But if you look back on last Sunday, Tehran said they struck a U.S. destroyer refueling in the middle of the Indian Ocean, and we had zero response from the Pentagon. And middle of the Indian Ocean is not something you see with a little spyglass. That is something a satellite network might be needed in order to launch a missile. So
it is nice being here in the United States of North Korea, where we can just be like, no, that thing that absolutely happened never happened. Nope, everybody is happy and we have plenty of food.
I didn't hear anything about a carrier being struck by a missile until I actually found this one out here. And this is kind of like when Vietnam was the first war, when they started letting the pictures of the troops come out. Because before then, that wasn't happening. I think we might be going back to pre-Vietnam.
That is 1,000% what is happening.
So,
I mean, the country is not, this isn't World War II, where just the entire nation's like, yes, we're unified behind this thing. As soon as people started seeing what actually happens in war, like in real time, they're like, no, we're out on this.
I'm going to go ahead and say no, because I think the base is still rabid as hell. It's one of the things, what's it called? I got something on Facebook. It was like Pennsylvania Patriots Group, and they were talking about the gas prices. And the predominant thing in there, it was, I'm willing to pay anything to pretty much protect this country. And the other train of thought was, this is Biden's fault. So I don't think they're going to get swayed very easily.
No, I think there is a small base that isn't. But I think the U.S. as a whole, every war we've basically been in has been like a 50-50 split, like population-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And support is waning more and more. Gone too far. Polls show 53 to 59% opposition to the Iranian war for those polled.
Again, I want to talk to a 40%.
Support for action, as Reuters has it, 27% to 40%. Never mind. That 40% was with Fox.
Everyone who said they supported had 7 pieces of flair for Donald Trump.
Correct. I like to think of myself as pretty even keeled as I wear my $600 Trump shoes.
One more thing I do want to mention, it's just put it out there in a context if you're wondering about like this current war and what's going to be happening. U.S. President Donald Trump said he will further delay attacks on Iran's energy infrastructure by 10 days. Meanwhile, Israel's defense minister Katz has vowed not to relent in the country's attacks in Iran. And another completely unrelated thing, the Army raises the enlistment age to 42 and eases marijuana restrictions. So take with that information, run with it, and do whatever you want to.
All I know is, thank God, your boy's got a birthday coming up.
You better find your birth certificate. Otherwise, they're going to knock the bad boy. He's like, I'm not 28. Like, yeah, you are.
I've got a passport that should cover everything there, but, we'll see.
As soon as you hit it to the ICE agent, what passport? It'll be like, what's it called? Kraft's Super Bowl ring?
Yeah. No, don't stop for ICE.
So, did you see the presser where it was Donald talking about the pens in the Oval Office?
Is this the Sharpie thing?
Yes. Did you watch the whole thing?
I didn't. I saw a blurb pop up while I was in the middle of something. I was like, brain can't handle this right now.
So, it was one of them was like 3 minutes, and another one was a solid 6 minutes. And they were I forgot what they were talking, but it was a serious subject. And he's like, ooh, a pen. And he's like, the thing about these pens, they used to be $1,000, and I used to sign things and give them away to like 30, 40, like. That's 30 grand right there. He's like, so I called the guy And I said, hey, I need new pens. And he's like, well, I'm going to go ahead and make them black, put, obviously, Donald Trump on them, and put a signature. He's like, and it's almost real gold. And he was going to hand them to me for free. And he's like, no, I can't do that. I will pay you. And now we're paying $5 for pens instead of $1,000. And I just did a quick Google search. You can get a 4-pack of Sharpies at the local Target for under $5. So, yeah.
Well, once again, going from we'll give this to you for free to no, I want to pay for this. Really kind of shows you how you bankrupt a casino, I guess.
Also, one of my sons is going to be on your board and we're going to give you a $10 million contract for drones. Like, but we make pens. He's like, you shut your mouth. You make drones now.
And just now, $1,000 for a pen is an insane thing to do. The Monteclairs or whatever they used, pen people are more ridiculous than watch guys. However, I don't feel like it's spoken enough that if you showed up to buy a home and you're like, all right, and you know, we need your signature here at this dotted line, and you pulled out just a marker, right? You as having, you know, not leading the free world or anything. This is one step above crayon. Like if my boss came to me and we're like, hey, we need you to sign for this, and I pulled out one of those giant Sharpies that the graffiti kids use, he would look at me like I was insane. But somehow we're just like, yeah, president. Of course he can use a marker.
First things first, there's not a chance in hell they cost $1,000 a pop. I don't believe it. This isn't, what's it called? This isn't an Iraq war when Dick Cheney's company was billing us for $600 hammers. Like, this is peacetime in the Oval Office. And second of all, do you think it's because it smells like chocolate milk or something, so he just sniffs for Sharpies in his spare time?
Why? Oh my God. Well, who was the company that made the markers that smelled where like the blue smelled like blueberries and the green smelled like apple? How have they not made a presidential line and just gotten one of those fat government contracts yet?
He just S's in his pants. He's like, oh, Sharpie time.
The Donald Trump smelling marker. It's a beautiful smell. Smells exactly like 12-year-old girl ass. It's like
you can cross off all the relatives you don't want to see on Thanksgiving because of all your political views. Makes it very easy.
God. And the black's so bold, it'll even retract
like
government files.
Color's so dark they get shot at by my ICE agents. Like, Jesus, Donald's like, I can do anything I want. I'm senile. What do you want? I'm 79 years old.
How hasn't Newsom made a video where he's just, as new president of the United States, just putting giant X's for his signature in crayon? I don't get it. Why are we allowing this to happen?
We suck.
But it's Obama's beige suit is the big problem, right?
Again, they called him Sleepy Joe because you could take a nap and wake up and be like, cool, we haven't attacked another country.
I cannot wait till Newsom proves that the auto pen can fit a Sharpie and just all these pardons go out the window.
But let's move right along. It's one thing he definitely mentioned during that meeting is he, like, off the cuff, he's like, oh yeah, we also bought a bunch of B-2 bombers. And I had to Google it. And we've apparently placed an order for another 25 B-2 stealth bombers, in case you're wondering if we're done policing the world yet. It also came out that we ran through 850 Tomahawks and we launched them at Iran in the first 4 weeks. And we're not done yet. We're still going. And in case you're also wondering how many we stock, it's between 3 and 4,500. And if you're wondering how many we make, it's about 100 of them a year. But the RTX Corporation said that they're going to ramp up in production to about 1,000 of them a year. But it gave us an Elon Musk timeline of sometime.
So just for clarity's sake, who's the company that makes the Tomahawk?
RTX Corporation.
Okay. So if they're making, what was it, 1,000 of them or 100?
Currently, we are making between 90 and 800 of them.
Okay, so 90 to 100, and these things are costing the government, by them I mean our money.
Yes.
$3.6 million a pop for the new ones, right?
Of course.
Okay, if you can make 100 of them a year, that sounds like it's pretty good. What are the chances now that they said, never mind, we're going to 10x our workload? what are the chances these don't come out the best?
Well, when you ramp up production that quickly, it can have nothing but positive effects. It's like the mortars they sent to Ukraine are like, yeah, these things don't work. You're like, yeah, that's our Tomahawks. It's like, that's the RTX Corporation ramping it up.
Yeah, now I'm assuming the good people at RTX, who can feel free to sponsor us, don't suck at their jobs if they're making Tomahawk missiles. And if you're making 100, I'm guessing that's probably like how much you're gonna make per year. Like that's where you're what's the word I'm looking for? Like that, if that's the total you can make, it's not like they're like, we're doing 3-day work weeks, right? Like that's your maximum. And all of a sudden we're gonna 10x that. Where, how? And why weren't they doing this before?
Well, with the power of AI integration and synergy, and a club retreat together, and also the pizza parties have been doubled, so we're able to do that. And I also haven't told you when we're going to 10x it.
Oh, you know what? I didn't think about the AI thing. Maybe they're getting those chips from China that were only supposed to be ours, but we gave China instead to make them try to buy half the soybeans that Joe Biden had already stolen. Nah, you know what? Never mind. We're going off on a tangent. Synergy. Yeah, that was the word I was looking for.
So, another thing that came out is Carolyn Levitt came out and said that the U.S. military has more than enough munitions, ammo, and weapons stockpiles to achieve the goals of Operation Epic Fury laid out by President Trump and beyond. And on that note, I'm sorry, what is the and beyond part? Like, are we still going to Cuba? And number two, can someone please relay this information to Pete Hegseth, who keeps blaming Ukraine for using up the Tomahawks that they never received?
Can both be right?
Like, they stole our Tomahawks. Like, oh, come on. Now you're accusing them of a theft, too? Like, yes.
That was what we meant when we said he didn't even say thank you.
Guy wears a black suit for a reason, because he breaks into places.
Like a cat burglar. Ugh. All right. On Wednesday, horse jockey MAGA Mike Johnson surprised our fearless leader with a brand new award he just made up, the America First Award. Mikey the Midget was introducing Trump at the National Republican Congressional Committee fundraiser. It's a lot. It's a big mouthful there. Wherein he surprised the big guy with a new trophy. Let's hear it from Mikey. Quote, "We're going to do something we've never done before. We're going to honor him with a new award that we'll present annually from this point forward. But he is suitable and fitting recipient of the first ever America First Award. We can think of no better title for what that is. That's this beautiful golden statue here. Appropriate for a new golden era of America," end quote. AI summed up his speech here with just, "oh," which is weird. I didn't even know they could do sounds. But what made the timing of this even more perfect was the following day. According to Yahoo.com, economists declared the U.S. has passed the breaking point and become insolvent. Golden era is off to a beautiful start.
So, first things first, if you're able to place a bet, I think I know who's going to be your first consecutive winner of this award. And second of all, like, him saying, like, something we've never done before. Like, you've been gargling these balls ever since he came in. And you guys looked outside, said, all right, groceries are up. No one can afford beef anymore, and gas has just hit $5. It's yeah, that sounds America first.
Again, cannot spell America first without Israel first.
I don't ever want to hear about participation trophies or any Republican yelling about it. I was like, F you. You were giving them to a grown man.
And you unoriginal, almost did it. You unoriginal turds stole this idea from FIFA. Like, I know, let's make a golden trophy and make up an award to give this dum-dum.
What does he like? Gold figs. What does he want? As big as can be. Like, fair enough. And we just have to talk
accomplishments because his father wouldn't hug him. Also, have you seen this trophy?
Was it like a giant eagle or something?
So, feel free to Google this America First trophy. The first thing I thought of was, this is the kind of thing you see at a Midwestern estate sale when some old turd dies who kids don't love him anymore. Like, who has this in their home? Why?
The president.
Yeah, evidently.
It's not gaudy at all.
Win of the week. Democrat Emily Gregory flipped a vacant seat in Florida's House for the 87th District, beating out Trump-endorsed John Maples. Side note, John spelled Jon. Don't trust it. If the H isn't there, untrustworthy fella. Normally we'd file this under who gives an S, but the district she's now overseeing just happens to include Mar-a-Lago. So you know this one got shoved in and broken off to the big guy.
I mean, if you thought he's going to interfere with the elections before, my God, is he about to bring the hammer down? He's like, ICE at every polling place.
100%. And for those following, this is the 10th seat flipped in special elections towards the Dems, and a great sign for anybody who still wants this country to do better.
Again, the response is going to come down like a hammer.
Yes. Other fun news. Hacker group Handala has hacked Kash Patel's personal email, releasing private photos and sending a clear message that this war can be fought on numerous different battlefields. Now, was there any embarrassing things posted from this hack yet? No. Aside from the violation of privacy, we've not had anything juicy drop, but fingers crossed for that honeypot nudes, right? This is also lending a bit of credibility to the rumor that Iran could go all Fight Club on us and Project Mayhem our banking systems.
It's like, oh no, Hank won't know how much I owe him. Like, that's a shame. And for anyone complaining, are you sure it's just personal info? Again, let me take a word out of your book. Hunter Biden's laptop.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm glad they're taking it on the chin and definitely drawing the same conclusion they drew from Hunter Biden.
Yeah, it's
let's blame the foreigner, right?
Like some of the photos that I saw pop out on this one, it's just him like sniffing a cigar, a trip he took to Cuba, and that better not be on my personal dime. If this mother effer, as the head of the FBI, used the jet to fly to Cuba to smoke cigars, and I can't, like, I'm extra pissed.
Dude, he bought a new fleet of BMWs to get bulletproofed for his own personal detail because he didn't like the Suburbans or whatever they use. And then he got our best secret security team to only follow his girlfriend. If you think this dude paid for anything out of his own pocket, you are higher than I'm going to be as soon as this podcast is over.
Like government Suburbans look cool. They're all blacked out, flashing lights, running boards. Like, you see them, it's like some dude out of SEAL Team 6 hanging all with tack vest, MP5 like out there. Like, dude, that's badass. And like, I don't know, an X5. I'm like, it doesn't have the same push to it.
I will say, I don't know why they're not just using ICE agents for their personal security instead of Secret Service. I don't know why.
Because they don't have enough radios to play Barney Fife music while they do it.
Yeah. Also, she is a supposed country recording artist. Why are we spending tax dollars on this?
Don't ask, no questions.
Pretty much.
So, we every last episode of a week, we try to leave it on a little bit of a high note. And this week is going to be a little bit of Russian patriotism at its finest, as Vladimir Lektushin, the former head of a youth wing of Rodina, it means Motherland Party, he felt the call to war, and he said, you know what this special military operation needs? Me. And he's a big fan of posting online. He's kind of like a little Christy Gnome of Soviet Russia, and he blogs, does everything. So he went ahead, and he's like, hey, I'm joining up. And he posts up a picture to make sure he's not lying. He's like, here's a government certificate. This is me joining. He's like, I'm going to the front. And these are my orders to report to this training center. Well, he got to the training center, and shortly afterwards, a barrage from Ukraine hit that training center and ended his life and the life of a lot of guys with him. The reasoning is because, again, he posted up a picture of the exact address where he's going to be, and the Ukrainians like, cool. So they locked in those coordinates and sent a little bit of we love you love towards him.
I guess Putin's got to still work a couple things out on that state-sanctioned social media thing they got running, huh?
That's why they're doing Max, because we can't do that anymore. We gotta protect the citizens from themselves.
Yep, or else they end up like this.
So, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you guys next week. Enjoy this weekend, and let's see if we get the draft going.
I'm Eric Halsey.
I'm still Alex Midway.
Daddy, chill.
Later, Gators.